All right. Good evening, everybody. Hopefully, Mike is on. It is 9 o'clock Sunday night. Bart is coming in. He's having a little problem. Had to reinstall Google Chrome. So I'll give him a few minutes here. I told him I was going to go live and for him to come in as soon as he could. Give a shout out to some people that are tuning in. Mark JG, Scott Slattery, Louis Sanchez, Ben Demon Hunter, Christopher David, Jimmy Jazz, OG Brick 420, Randy Adams, Ben Demon Hunter, Wes Jolly, Charles Ashworth, Robert Licorice, Loch Ness, Mash and Drum, Ben Stahl, Matthias is here. Matthias, real quick, while you're at the top of my mind here, I will tell you the Ruby Port Glen Scotia would be an honorable mention on my list. That was, from the year prior. It's delicious whiskey, and just with no availability at all of it. I hated to include it in my list of top fives, but that was definitely an honorable mention in my list of whiskeys of the year. Bayou Drams is tuning in. Haven't seen you before, I don't think. Mark Brown, Donald Rance, I think I said. Quite a few people already this Sunday night. Championship Football Sunday. Isaac Mittendorf, Daniel Willis. And my comments jumped on me here a little bit. Let's see here. Eric Waite, Split 76. Andrew Spurrell, Mike Snook, Anuj Manuja, Mark Saliba. Mark Saliba says, anyone need a stiff drink after that football game? I need a stiff drink from having to install a new water heater today. I'll tell you, it's been the year of appliances going out at the Bruno household. The Linux Cat, Santa Cruz, and Jason Coates, Corey Wilkerson, Ice House, Eric Evanson, Tom R. Tom R says, Scott, does Bart's manga shirts give his camera a hard time with the color balance? They give everything a hard time. People, dogs, cats hate them. Washing machines. Ugh. Jay Haley, George Fraser, Carino One, Whiskey Music, still in Canada. Patrick Fulmer, Greg Lewis, George Kaplan, Marquay Padley, Graham Young, Tolv Thomas, Kevin Maato, Blue Devil 01, 15 degrees here in Pennsylvania. Good night for Oogie in his glass. Robot Scott. I think Don Sutcliffe. How you doing, Don? I think I got everybody. If I missed you, I apologize. Whiskey lovers tuning in. Hi, guys. Waiting out a major winter blizzard here in Newfoundland with the remainder of a bottle of Craigellachie 13. Good choice. Matthew Parks. Thomas Buck. Matthew says it's finally cold in New Orleans. Emily Chambers is tuning in. Bart and I is texting me, or Bart and I was going to go live. He's texting me. He's having problems. He had to reinstall Google Chrome. He can't get it to work for some reason. So, let me tell him just come in from his phone if he can. All right. It's hard being the tech guy and the guy, I guess. I don't know what else. The tech guy and the tech guy. And I say too much. I apologize for that. I need to quit. I rewatch stuff and I cringe every time I say it. There, just about said it again. It is cold in the house. I got my hoodie on in the basement. So let's start off. If you guys have watched, well, I about did it again. My number 5 pick. Okay, so there's going to be spoilers here. If you haven't watched our top 5 Scotch World Whiskies of the year and you don't want any spoilers, quit watching now. Go watch it and then come back on the replay or mute this. But the comments are probably going to give it away anyway. Yeah, Mark Brown. I'm the water heater. Oh, yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm the tech guy and the water heater install guy. A couple weekends ago, it was the install the dishwasher guy. A couple weekends before that, it was the toilet and ceramic floor in the washroom. I did not do our new HVAC system, which we had to get this year as well, that went out right after the hailstorm that totaled out the roof. So that's all been since May. And one of the rooms, this room, matter of fact, got flooded a little bit during that hailstorm because it plugged up. There was so much hail that totaled out the roof. The hail plugged up a drain right outside this window and it overflowed into this room. So I had to pull up the carpet, pull that out, put down a new pad, air it out, take everything out. There's bookcases on this wall over here. They were all out, all the furniture, whiskey out, mess. Yeah, Robert Licorice. That's right. No breaks. All right, let's see. So, I did mention, Matthias, that it's a 2018, I believe, the Ruby Port, Glen Scotia. That would be an honorable mention from me. And we really didn't do honorable mentions. I didn't think about it till afterwards. Sometimes we do those. One thing that would have made my list, and I'm drinking it right now as an honorable mention, was Macallan number 5. Macallan number 5 was a good whiskey, a great whiskey. It really surprised me. I love the sherry notes of it. And let's see here. Maybe Bart is in. Bart is not in. Macallan number 5, anyway. Mark Brown, that is a hell of a lot of home repairs. So, Linux Cat is about to get the Harbinger for the first time as soon as the wife brings it to him, he says. And he's talking to Robert Licorice from Iron Root Republic. Anyway, this would have been an honorable mention for me. Top 5 scotches of the year, world whiskies. And Bart's texting me at the same time here, so just looking at both. I will tell you, I have been kind of a Macallan fanboy. I've always appreciated the 12. It's been in my list of top 5 12-year-olds. I think Bunnahabhain 12 has bumped it from the number 1 spot. And it may move out overall just because of pricing. Lately, within the last year, Macallan 12 has gone over the $70 mark in our area. I used to pick that up for $49 a bottle. It would be on sale. Normally it would be $55 to $59 and you'd find it on sale for $49. Now you find it on sale for $65. And I mean, that's crazy. Oh, there's Bart. Barto.
Bruno.
That's muted. Oh, Eric, wait, I would have got you in here. Still nothing.
You got me now.
You got a little Fu Manchu going on there. I see some karate moves. Is the Yeti plugged in? Is that blinking?
It's all good.
Blinking. Let me give him a call here and get him on audio anyway.
Can you hear me now? Got me now?
You got your phone?
I got it. Yeah, I got it. Everything looks like it's working.
All right. You got go into the audio settings or something, or just check on the settings for this. Where's it at? Down in the lower, go to cam mic down there at the bottom. In StreamYards, click on that and make sure your mic is selected. You'll have it pop up and ask you, there's camera and audio, 2 separate tabs. No, nothing. Oh, but now you're muted on the screen. I'm trying to unmute you and can't. You might have to do it. Oh, there it goes.
How about now?
But nothing. Oh, wait. Maybe do I have my volume up?
Jeez.
Oh, there we go. No, I got you.
Okay.
All right. Got you. And maybe my volume was just down.
Boy. Yeah, this whole thing, man. I was when I first came in, it said I was in, but you wouldn't come up. And then, well, now I'm getting a weird echo. Jeez.
Sounds good on my end. I pulled up a what would be one of my honorable mentions, and we really didn't talk about or bring up honorable mentions. Sometimes we do.
Go ahead.
Graham Young has a big echo, he says. So,
yeah, I know. I was picking it up too. Seems better now.
Might have just had to get in, get the lag over with. And I was talking about the price of Macallan 12 as well, being up over the $70 mark here. Randy Adams says the same. Macallan 12, $70 in Phoenix area. I mean, that's jumped. I mean, that's almost a $15, $20 price jump. That was even before any of the, embargo or new taxation.
Yeah, that is weird. Sorry, I'm just reading the comments now where everybody's like, we hear him. We hear Bart. I'm sitting there all frustrated because I had a hard enough time I had to reload Chrome. And then I'm like, what? What is going on?
Which, off the top of your head, any honorable mentions? Anything that almost made your list?
You know, that 23 Craig Ellicky was pretty close. That was tasty. It was on there. I had a little sheet where I had about 8 or 9 that I then whittled it down to. 3 were pretty easy, and then I went back and tasted a few and did some things, and so. But no, probably just that Craig Ellicky. You know when for some reason that. Oh, shoot. What's the riff? New riff.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Well, that's bourbon. We haven't got to the bourbons yet.
Sorry. I just edited that. I was editing that. Sorry. I was editing that today, and now I'm all foggy. Yeah, I was looking.
You didn't hear anything.
I was looking at old videos where I had tried just a sneaker. It's not on my list, but I tried the new riff, and that was surprising. Tonight, I'm going to tell you, I'm pulled out some Tomatin pork cask.
Ooh, I haven't had that one for a while.
Me neither. And I did a heel slay on the older bottle style, and then I grabbed the Kubokin over here as well that's sitting behind me.
I did just pick up last weekend out at Auburn East. They had the Tomatin 15 Moscatel finish. Yeah.
How much was that? 90?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
46% ABV. That's the first time I'd seen it around here.
Yeah. I'll have to try that when I'm over there, see, because I'm still loving this port. Let's see. That's what I get for editing video today. I put out a board game one, and I was working on the some of our stuff. No, Craig Ellicky, 23. That's why I did that neck pull on it. Nothing like neck pulling a 23-year-old. God, this port finish is good. All right, let me check out.
Just remember, I always seem to forget for the first 10 minutes or so that you can highlight comments now in StreamYard and put them up there for everybody to see.
Yeah. Well, see, this is, by the way, I was dyeing some of the hair just to keep it so I'm not all calico. And I was stopping. And when I was downtown at the city building, I had senior command staff saying, what, is that a Fu Manchu? And I said, well, the chief was giving me a hard time about dyeing it to keep it even. I just figured I had another officer come up and say, you're going to ruin this for us.
Oh, no.
Because from a distance, they can't see this white stuff here. And it looks like I'm just doing some kind of freakish little thing or something. So I don't know. But yeah, the chief's like, are you dyeing that? I said, yeah, parts of it. Oh, man. I'm like, well, I look like a calico cat. So you can see the parts that don't dye and the parts that I have been.
Donner Pass Whiskey just commented, I think it was him earlier today, and this is what he's referencing in the comments for our top 5 scotches, world whiskeys. Tobias and the Angel made my list, and if it was him that said it, he took 23-year-old, a bottle of, was it 23-year-old Kleinleash and a 25-year-old Kalila, and blended them together basically for a little bit younger version that he felt was just as good, and he ended up with basically twice the amount.
Wow.
And cheaper, or relatively about the same price.
And cheers to Randy Adams, who said, I think he's referencing that this port finish is his favorite. Mm-hmm.
And let's see. Well, Ben Demon Hunter is talking about the Tomatin 18 he had on Friday. So very good.
Ooh.
The Tomatin 18 is it's not going to be the best 18-year-old that you've had, but it's probably the cheapest, best 18-year-old that you'll have.
Yeah. And it's got those raisin notes in it.
Yeah.
Definitely. Says the chimney sweet. Oh, man. How about those football games? I know it's American football, but pretty clear on both sides, really.
Oh, yeah. Yep. It should be a good Super Bowl.
Should be a shootout.
Wes, I have not had the new Macallan Classic cut. He likes it better in edition number 5. I'm sure. I mean, those to me, the classic cuts are hard to beat. I mean, they pack such a good punch in there, flavor profile wise, with that ABV.
They do. I agree.
Oh, and then Donner Pass Whiskey says it's Phil and Deepa that did it. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Phil and Deepa blended those two to imitate the Tobias and the Angel.
Their own blenders.
Matthew Parks, let me see if I can get him highlighted, if I can find his over here, because about the same happened with GlenDronach here.
With the Tomatin.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, when GlenDronach first came into the market, it was a cheaper, better version of Macallan. And now, though, it's I think the 12-year-old is about the same price as the Macallan now. It's gone from $50 to about the same jump that we've seen with the Macallan 12.
Yeah. Eric, I don't know. I think the port really pushes forward. Forward? Wow, I was like New Yorker there. It pushes forward on this one, too. I wouldn't say it's a subtle blending of the port. Yeah, it's good, though. Great nose.
Well, and we did Tomatin port We did that blind with the Balvenie 21-year Portwood, and we had one of the Aaron ports.
Yep.
And the Balvenie, to me, clearly stood out as the best blind. But you go from a $50 bottle to a $220 plus bottle. Was it that much better?
Right.
And it was that Tomatin port, to me, really gives it a run for its money.
Yep. Holds up well. Like I said, I literally just heel slayed the old bottle style, and it only had about that much left in it. And I thought, I bet you that's not going to be that good anymore. That's like 3 years old. It was still great. And then I immediately poured some of off of the new one, and I was like, about the same. So held up great. Hey, Juliet's in.
Saying happy late New Year, Scotch Test Dummies.
Woohoo, Miranda. I'm using her coasters, those little cork coasters. I'm using them all over the place.
Yeah, I've got them right here. Matter of fact, I've had them out on the desk several times for the shows.
Yep, I've got them on my gaming table. Awesome.
I was trying to find, I can see Jesse's comment over here on the left, Jesse voicing, but I can't find it over here. I've got two different chats going, and the one to highlight is on my right. And I've got to find Jesse in here somewhere. For some reason, it's not showing up because there's...
Jesse sent some cool F-15 stuff.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, there you go. Made my own Tobias blending.
Scotch Malt Whiskey Society, Kalila, and Kleinleaf, so I'd have something to drink while watching the review.
That's good.
Well, we even did it at some point, not on the review, but just Kleinleaf 14 and Kalila 12. And that's a nice blend too. It's definitely a lot younger, but it gives you a hint of what Tobias and the Angel is.
Just a hint.
A hint. A foreshadowing.
We'll say I find myself just with the facial hair, there's a lot of self-petting and, dare I say, self-touching.
Well, I was mine was just too itchy, and I was just doing that too much, and no time for mine to go.
Malted in Montreal. Work that cowbell, brother. Work
Swami.
it. You gotta work it. We always
Cowbell for the Swami.
Need some more cowbell.
What's Jolly going on about classic cuts again? The 2018 last year's being his number one, 2019 is a second, and the 2017 the third. Actually, the 2017 is the only one that I've had. I've never got around to buying the other bottles, and I've had a couple of the 2017 edition though, and just love it.
That was for Charles right there, Ashworth. I agree. I like if they let it stay. We're in a test phase with the police department, so this is they're trying it for 3 months, and then maybe they'll let it stay. Maybe full beard. I'd have full beard like this if I could. I like that way better than a goatee. I look a little bit frowny face though with the way this works out.
At first it looked like you had the Fu Manchu. Right. But then as I was looking, I could tell that, yes, the gray. Yeah. I think it looks good. Of course, I'm all gray, so I don't try to hide it.
Right. Well, it was this weird blending thing that's even going on over in here. And I was just dyeing it around the sides to keep it all even. And I was catching some crap for that, which I don't care, but as it was fading out, I was getting ready to. I had command staff saying, "What is that? What are you doing with Fu Manchu?" And I'm like, well, look a little closer. And they were like, they weren't sure what to do. So,
yeah. Now I'll tell you. So George GCap points out Bart had no name number 2, Tobias Ish, he supposes. And that might be the first time.
That's true.
Now we literally make up our list, and we don't we don't even talk about it or know what the other one is picked till we're shooting the review.
Yep.
And so you had a compass box and I had a compass box, and I think that's saying quite a bit.
It is.
Two different bottlings of
you even kept yours in a box, and as you reached down and pulled them up, sometimes that was the first time I even knew what was on your list. I had mine staged off, off to the left, so you kind of see them. But
yeah, your 16 bottles of Ardbeg.
Well, the core range, baby. The core.
Cowbell for Whiskey Throttle. $5.
Yeah, buy a razor.
Buy a razor, you hippie bum.
Buy a razor. I like it. As soon as I retire, I'm going to have full beard. Ooh, the Balcones Peated single malt. Yeah, I like that too. I want to get
to try a sample of that, didn't you, when we was down there?
Yeah, I heard. I can't remember a gentleman's name, but he had a little flask, and I heard he had some, and I asked, and he didn't. I don't think he knew who I was. He's like, we don't have that out yet. I go, I heard you got it in a flask. He's like, whoa, I do. I got to try it, and it's out now. I've got his card, and because my hope was have him on a show. See if I can find it. I don't know where I've got that card. Have him on a show, and then hopefully send some of that peated cask. But we also got busy. December's a busy time for us.
What's coming up tomorrow? Should we tease that a little bit? What's going to be filming?
Yeah, bring it up.
I've got it already, and I'm thinking I'm just going to keep you completely blind. I mean, I think you'll have an idea of what may be in this, but and actually, this has probably been 3 years probably 3 years people have been saying to do this.
Right.
So we have 16 bottles of barrel strength bourbon to choose from.
Yes.
So we will 4 brackets of 4 blind. I've got them poured into 4-ounce bottles, marked 1 through 16. I'll give them to Bart. He'll mark them A through O, I think it is. Not knowing, and he'll keep track of what gets marked what. And then we go into 4 brackets of 4, completely blind. We advance our favorites from each one to a championship round where they'll face off against each other, and we'll see what happens from there.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I just lost my chat screen for some reason over here. That was weird. All
right, I'm going to move on. My number 5, Bunnahofen. I'm going to pour a little bit of it. Bunnahofen 18.
Nice. Once I get this
not 3 different bottles of Bunnahofen, but just Bunnahofen 18.
Gotcha. Once I get this last bit of the Tomatin down, I'm going to go to the Kuboken.
We need to try, they came out, they've got the new ones out, and I haven't even seen them in the States yet, so I don't know if they've been shipped over or not, but there's, I want to say 3 different versions of the new Kuboken.
We got to talk to Wee Scott again. Yell at him in German. I'll say, was ist los, Scott? Was ist los? Boy, that one's on there pretty good. I'm going to break the cork on this one. I haven't been back in this one. Oh, there we go. She finally let loose.
Juramal wants to know what was the best 2019 ECBP.
Well, I haven't tried the C. Have you found the C yet?
No, I haven't seen the C locally. I do have the A and B, but I don't know that I've even cracked them yet. I don't know if you've even tried any from 2019. I've got them, but just haven't even opened them up yet. I've got 5 bottles down there.
Yeah.
I will tell you, because you're going to know there's an Elijah Craig barrel proof in the shootout. I did open up B519 just because it was the latest release that we had. So it is one of the bottles that's in there.
It's good.
Yeah. I was debating which one, because I've got the 2017s, the 2018s. Well, fact is there's an old bottle in there and there's a new bottle. So
2 2 bottles of Wow. Will they both hold up, and who will beat who?
Yeah, which one? Now, the old bottling is a 68%er, which I think was the last batch from the old bottle.
The old bottle style. That's my favorite one, I think. Isn't that the highest? No, there was a 70 proof one.
69.7 has been my favorite. That's the first one that we had.
Yeah. Yep.
So, but I was debating which of the new bottles to put in there, and I thought, let's just go with the newest one that I have for reference. Then we can just see old bottle, newest offering. Is there any difference?
That's what I would have done. Man, there we go. Now I got a chance to pull live comments back. That's weird. They just popped back up. I must still be having some issues on my end. That was odd. I've never seen that before. All right.
Tom R. Did you hear that Lot 40 Cask Strength is coming to America very soon? I've not heard that.
Scott, you should buy one and just loan it to me for a little bit. See what happens.
Well, Jeremy, Sipper Social Club, was not too fond of it. And I think Rob as well.
Then they were on marijuana.
Well, comparing it to, so this would be the third release of the Lot 40 Cask Strength. The first release was an 11-year-old, which was phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
And then they did a 12-year-old, or was it reversed? Was it Lot 40 Cask Strength 12-year-old and then 11-year-old? I don't remember, I guess.
Let's see what this empty bottle says. I keep it right next to the computer. 55%. 12 years on this one. Lot 40 Cask Strength, 12-year-old rye whiskey.
Yep. That's, Daniel Whiskey Throttle's just confirming that as well. The 12-year was the first release, then 11-year, and now the third release is a non-age statement from them.
What?
Yeah.
This may be my most favorite Canadian whiskey. So.
Well, we just did the Weiser's 23. That one's Cask Strength. That one's pretty darn good as well.
It was good. I
would
need to try them head to head. We need to get some Lot 40. We were even talking about we're looking at trying to figure out, could we get up north? Could we get into the tundra of Canada? And what would we do while we were up there? We need a good excuse.
Ed4OG, thanks for letting me know about a new honey hole here in OKC. I'm going to have to check it out. Who is that to us? There's only 2 places really that we know of.
Yeah, the Well at OKC.
The Well and Freeman's. Both good.
We got Mark Brown. Oh, there you go. You're on it. Go, Marky Mark.
I saw, well, he says, I bet Bart rubs his mustache with Ardbeg. But when I first glanced at it, I thought he said, I'd let Bart rub his mustache. And then I had to reread it.
Yeah. It's like, the parts of the Ardbeg, when I sip on the glass, it just stains that part of the beard and the mustache. What is this? Is this a Van Dyke right here? That little.
Might be.
I think it is. I don't think I am going to diet. I'm going to go like this and just keep freaking out the command staff whenever I round the corner and I'm 20 feet away. I'm telling you, man, I was getting yelled at. What are you doing? I was like, what?
A little bit of the Bunnahabhain 18, a little bit of the sherry, a little bit of the salt, a little bit of the sea.
The Kuboken is a lot of vanillas. The peat's in there, but it's that softer, muted kind of peat. It's still very tasty. It's not that punch I like.
So cowbell for Warner, the one glass man. Cheers, gentlemen. Here's to a great 2020.
Love the Warner.
We met Warner in Glasgow. He arranged a business trip just so he could be there and meet us at the Bon Accord.
Traveling man.
He is a traveling man. He's taken 4 out of 5 traveling dummies.
Yeah.
Segments.
Yeah. Yep. He's all over the world. I just want to jump in his suitcase. I'd probably fit in it better than the plane.
Loch Ness has it. And he says Bart's mustache is as dark as a fire-charred pirate ship.
Yes. A pirate ship on fire.
What's a pirate's favorite whiskey? Ardbeg.
I knew it was going to be Ard or something. Ardbeg. I've got to get back into the alliteration on some of those. A pirate ship on fire. Boy, that one was, though. It was the wood and the soot. And
What was it?
I don't even remember what it was.
I know. Yeah.
I remember I said it, though, and you, like, exploded in laughter. Like, what?
Was it during one of the first Pete shootout? Was it when we were blind with something? Or was it?
I don't know. Or could it have been during the Freud deal where I got overly excited and everybody was like, that guy needs to be punched?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know. That overly excitement, though, that keeps them hanging on. They got to see if you're going to be able to take it. And you can take it. Ooh, red spot. 15.
Pull up an Irish whiskey made my list number 4 this year. DH Silv says my bar is making him overly excited.
He's got a nice bar. Your bar is nice. Layered, leveled, sectioned. You'd make a great board gamer. I bet you debated like, well, I've got this over here. Should I have the Irish really touching this over here? I don't know. I need it. It needs its own shelf.
If I come in here, I got to eyeball everything, rearrange if I have to, put this bottle here, move that one, make sure the spacing is even, stuff like that. So
you're this close to having a board game collection.
It'll be like this one needs to go over here, put that one in there. There's an empty spot.
This one's a beautiful bottle. I just need to have it front and center so I can gander at it. And gander is the correct word. You want to gander. You've got your redbreast right up front there, so you can see it off your left elbow. Very nice. Yep. More. Bingo. Look at that. 4 of them just pop, 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 pop.
I got one upstairs too. I just got from Andy that Bounty Hunter Wines in, I think they're in Los Angeles, but they came out. They had a single cask, 14-year cask strength redbreast.
Holy moly!
That I ordered. It sold out within a day. I think they only had 200 and some bottles of it, which I mean is like $95 too, which wasn't too bad.
That's not too bad for a redbreast. The Silv 2. You got to ring that bell, brother. Ring it.
Again? Where we got? Did I miss something? Where?
Yeah, that's why I said the Silv 2.
Where? I haven't seen it.
Mark Brown, I have bottles. Whoop. Man, this thing jumping around on me here. Did he do it? Well, you've got it. Yeah, it's sorry. I have bottles underneath. Maybe when you highlight it, does it just turn blue?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I'm used to the other ones when they came in, they were highlighted. So that one was just highlighted because you highlighted on the main page.
Well, I've got it highlighted in StreamYard.
Yeah,
the super chats show up on the from the YouTube channel.
Got it. But don't they show up here as well?
I don't think so. They don't stand out. They just blend in. It looks like a normal comment.
Got it.
Yeah, Wes Jolly went back to get one of the redbreasts and they were out. Now, the thing is, and I bought that for my wife and I was laying in bed next to her at night and all of a sudden the email came in from them that they had it. So I went and looked and I ordered right there. And it's a good thing because the next day I went in and they were already gone. They were out. So,
wow. How much was shipping?
Like $25, I want to say. Not too bad. Matthew Park says that 2019 has been his peak awakening year.
Yes.
Love it. So much flavor.
Go, Matthew. Go.
Can't believe he used to be afraid of it.
Oh, me too. The very first time I had it, I was like, what the hell? It was Lagavulin 16. And I was like, ugh. I'll always remember that. That's why very cautious around folks that haven't had scotch before. I usually won't even let them try it.
Well, let's see. Donald Rance is talking to, see if I can find it over here. But he's talking about the green spot being a good place to start with the spots. Now, it's the youngest, and it shows it. And I can't find it in my separate screen over here. But to me, if you can afford it, skip the green spot and just go to the yellow spot. Yellow spot is 12 year, but it's significantly better. Green spot isn't bad, but
Carino One has a great question. Bart, have you found that people out in the wild treat you differently with facial hair? Yes. I'll usually, like if I go out with my wife to dinner or something, I'll actually dress up a little more than I normally do. I have to hit like I'm an artist or a musician. Is what I got to do. A successful one. And then I was undercover for a year, so I had a kind of scraggly beard, chops, and a lot different. Customer service went down. It was terrible. I was stunned.
I think you're just imagining things.
Oh no. I was on this I was in this parking garage elevator. I was coming down, stops like, I don't know, it's 4 floors, stops on floor 3 or something. Doors open, beautiful blonde standing there. I'm the only one on the elevator. She starts to get on the elevator and she sees me and I thought she was having a seizure or something. I was like, what the hell? What's she doing? And then she goes, sorry, waiting on somebody, and backed up and let the doors close. And I realized I screamed without opening my mouth, rape threat, rape threat. Yeah. And I was like, what the hell? And I kept forgetting what I looked like because I looked intentionally worse as well. So I wasn't dressing up nice. And then there was a whole nother deal. My stepdaughter was turning 13. I think we had a birthday party over at our house. We're cleaning all day, getting everything ready. All these young girls are getting ready to be dropped off at the house. My wife says, oh, I got to jump in the shower. You meet and greet everybody. I'm like, come on, baby. And oh my God, this one guy was just going to drop his daughter. He literally had his minivan running with like a toddler in a safety seat. And he's like, hold on. And he goes and unhooks the toddler, turns the van off, comes in. I'm thinking he's coming in because I look shady as hell. And then he comes downstairs, and downstairs there may be plaques or a few awards or whatever. And then he's like, what do you do? He started to figure out something's up. This guy's not a drug dealing pedophile. I told him, he's like, my God, I was supposed to just run the kid over here and get back home. And I've been here for an hour. Damn it.
So cowbell for taste and sensibility. Loved your top 5 scotches and world whiskeys. Thanks. Taste and sensibility.
Thank you. Wait for Wednesday's show. We got our America's whiskey coming. By the way, the numbers hit real good when that came out. That was nice.
Best scotch to introduce someone to the peated side. Tatanka Loves Bourbon wants to know. It just kind of depends on the person, really. I mean, some people get the heavy peat and they like it. Some people don't. I mean, some people like the mild peat.
Right.
You know, if it's me, I'm still going a milder, sweeter peat. I would, Kalila 12 could be in that argument.
Yeah. A little bit of Kabokin even. I mean, but you're right. Sometimes someone will smell the peat in my glass and say, that smells good. What is that? And I warn them off, and then they want it even more. And then I'll prep them saying, hey, might have some medicinal flavors that you're not ready for. And sometimes they're like, oh yeah. And sometimes they're like, whoa, this is awesome. And they're in the deep end immediately. That's something fun.
You know, I don't know how many people have commented on our Lagavulin 16 reviews though that say that was their intro to peat and they loved it.
Yeah, it's the one that scared me. It's the first one I had, and it scared me, and I was like,
me too. I didn't like it either.
Yeah. And Karina One had a follow-up on that same deal. He's found that the general public is more submissive now that he has a handlebar style mustache. I don't know about more submissive. Maybe they like that little handlebar twirl. You know, a little twirl on there.
We had a question come in a little bit ago too about our favorite it said Kansas City is a 1.5 point favorite coming into the Super Bowl. Who do we think would win?
Boy, Kansas City overcoming those being down, man. That's just some powerful stuff. They're riding a roll route right now, I think. Honestly, I think it's going to end up whose defense. Obviously, they're both high-powered offenses, so who can figure out the other person's scheme and blow it up?
Yeah, and I'd give that edge to San Fran myself, but
gosh, I don't know. Kelsey is so hard to stop. That guy is just an animal. I mean, every time I'm thinking they've got him double teamed, and it's like he just knows where to sit down and catch that little 7-yarder. And I'm not even a Kelsey fan, but I'm like, boy, is he skilled.
Yeah, for a big guy, I mean, he's able to get open.
Yeah, and it seems like
you got to know Kansas City doesn't have another receiver threat. I mean, they've got other receivers.
Yeah,
they're going to run it or throw it to Kelsey, and it's like people can't stop it. It's like
wow. The speed of Hill is pretty powerful too. I think it throws some people for a loop.
Yeah.
That kid. Now I'm calling him kids. That's how old I'm getting. He's so fast. But Eric Evanson.
First intro to Pete was catching it on Johnny Walker Black Label. I had Black Label a lot and never got the peat in it because it's so faint. So I mean, there's just such a hint of it. But then I've gone back to it at times. And I'm like, oh yeah, there it is.
Yep.
And then sometimes I have it, and I'm like, there's no peat in here.
Yeah, it's faint. But I liked it early on. It was my favorite Johnny Walker. And then I grabbed the double black when it came out.
Yeah, do they still make that, or did they quit? Because I don't think I've seen that for a long time.
I thought I just saw it at the store, but I can't remember. I thought I saw it somewhere. I thought, do I need to get that? And I was like, no, I don't need to get that.
Highland Park 12 would be a good. I mean, there's a hint of probably a little bit more peat in that one than Johnny Walker Black, and the whiskey overall is probably a little bit better.
Yes.
That Tomatin Kuboken, though, too, at the same time is the hint of peat that's with it.
Yep. Yeah. Both are very good. I'm still leaning. I keep hearing that it's possible that I'll kind of emerge and break out slightly of the peat. I'll still love the peat, but that I'll start to break out. I don't know if that's happening yet. Not this year, that's for sure, as everybody found out. I mean, as soon as I pulled out the piece of paper, what I do when I do my list, just for those here, I literally will pull out a blank piece of scratch paper and just write down off the top of my head, I like that, I like that. I usually end up with about 8, 9, 10 bottles. And sometimes I'll have to go look, because I'll start going, well, was that a December bottling of 2018, or did I try that in January? I can't remember. So then I'll go look, make sure I'm in this case, 2019. And I kind of be like, well, which one of these stood out? And as I explained, man, that Blackadder and that 19-year Lagavulin, I actually couldn't even pick which one I wanted to go with. So I went and poured them, and it was still tight. Went with the adder. But that's a good – say what? Sorry.
Well, I was going to say, at first you start to describe the Lagavulin 19 as a subtle whiskey.
I know, and you were like, bah! I'm like, yeah, you're right. That's not. It has subtle other sherried flavors in it, was kind of what I was thinking. There was the Blackadder's definitely more of just an uppercut.
We only got about 10 minutes left, but I'm just going to pour a little bit. We both had in our list the Lechig 19-year Marsala cask, 51% ABV, delicious whiskey.
It's expensive, but what's very nice with that is the Marsala really holds its own, and so does the peat. It's very well blended, and it's like that 2-in-1.
Well, it was Wes, wasn't it, that emailed us, Wes Jolly, and he ordered one on since we both had it in our list.
Yep, he said based on that, he went and got it.
Woo!
I know that's a good one. You've been working on that bottle too.
Yeah, even Roy said it was a cracking dram.
Oh, dirty talk,
which I think is good.
It's cracking. That's good.
We do have next Saturday will be both of the Kilkerran 8-year-olds. We had last year's version and this year's version. We did a little head-to-head. That'll come up next Saturday.
Yes. And I wanted to point out this is like a little behind the scenes for those that are here. The reason the top 5 world whiskey Scotch cut off without our quintessential Scotch gods, the camera we're using stops at 29 minutes and 50 seconds, and it just stops. And that's what happened on that one. Now we were close enough. I thought it doesn't matter. I didn't know it did that. It was a decent place to end. But I was doing some long board game stuff, and oh my God, I got up to check just to double check, and it was like, what? And it too stopped at 29 minutes and 50 seconds.
I didn't know that. God, it should continue to a second clip. But I'll have to check the settings.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Get in, dig around on the settings, because it did not roll over. It just flat out stopped. And that's what hit us on that one. I was going to tell you that, and I thought, well, it's a decent enough place to stop. It just didn't have our signature at the end of it. So, but yeah, that was interesting. You should have seen. I was filming with a war game buddy, and whoo, it was an hour long, man. And I got up, we were done, and I went, oh my God, it's not recording.
So cowbell for Graham Young. Come on up north, boys. Right on, he says.
I like it. We want to get up there. We got to find a festival or something. So.
Matthias had Lechig at a tasting last year in November. Bottle was nearly empty, a quarter for about a year, and it was awful, flat and oxidized.
Whoa! So don't let it linger.
You know, I've had 3 bottles that I know of that have done that, and 2 have been Lagavulins. So, but I mean, that's when they're open, and there's literally probably less than 4 ounces in them, and I should just finish them and kill them, but I let them sit, go back to them, and I've noticed a serious flatness.
Dang it! I've been kind of nursing some of my Lagavulins.
Yeah.
All right, I won't nurse them. I'll go to them.
I at least go check them and see, or get them downsized probably to that smaller 4-ounce bottle.
That's a good call. Well, tomorrow's going to be fun with us coming in with the big punchers, big bourbon punchers. It's going to be interesting. I'm going to have to take small sips. I'll have to be careful on how we film that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we're going to have to. We ain't doing all 4 in one day. I can tell you that much. I think 2 at the most on those.
Yep. Although when we do all 4 at the same time, we start talking about smell my A.
Yeah. Which one? Marquay Padley is asking, Bart, do you have the GlenDronach Torfa? Great peat at 50% ABV. I know Matt sent up a bottle. It's going to be out on your bar. I can't remember which GlenDronach it was.
Is it up on that right-hand side?
It's waiting to be reviewed. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. I'm trying to think now. We'll have to reference that in the future. So, Great Peated 50%. I like it. Bart needs to shave that caterpillar on his face. It's a whole goatee. You just can't see the gray.
From Claire the Third.
Yep. Just say terrible. Terrible.
Terrible.
So I like it. We don't get to have facial hair too much. All my military time and everything. The only time I ever had anything was when I was undercover for a year. And then I had this, I grew this huge beard and I looked like Osama bin Laden, kind of. So then I cut it into these mutton chops and it was awesome, but scary.
Ben Demon Hunter says, thanks for the heads up on peated scotches. Now, I mean, there's a lot of variables there. So the higher the ABV, generally, I think the safer you are. If it's lower ABV stuff, I think it's really going to start to and oxidation is going to start to impact it quicker. But you know, a good rule of thumb is once you get down to the last couple of drams, just finish the bottle. Or I think your best option is to downsize it to a smaller bottle.
Yeah,
I'm definitely leaning towards not using the gas.
Definitely, gas is out. I'm new. Downsize it to a smaller bottle.
In fact, I've got the first one that I've even done that with right here. My Michter's Toasted Barrel Rye.
Genius.
Just right at 4 ounces was left, but it was the cork broke off in it. So I was like, the cork fell down in the whiskey, so I had to
extract.
Had to move it.
Yeah, downsizing, I can tell that's going to be the best move. That's going to limit the oxidation, keep that flavor staying there. I've got a Dark Cove that I've put down into a little 4 ouncer, and it's just sitting there. So.
Well, DH Silv says that our gassing study is saying that the gas works. I don't think so. If you look at it, you can pick out. I mean, it's making the bottles flat. It's changing them into that, and I don't think it's, some people have said, well, it's like the neck pour. You haven't let it oxidize. No, I think it's changing the whiskey.
It sure seems like it's changing it. I mean, I expected it to. I mean, we'll keep going, but it's definitely something I would not do. I mean, we even did them blind, 50% blind, where you poured mine, I poured yours. But yeah. Oh, Don Sutcliffe is in. He's got to run. Have a great week.
Thanks, Don. Appreciate it.
See you, Don. Yeah, I wouldn't gas anything. Nothing. That's what I'm saying right there is you don't want to leave them sitting around probably in your bottle like this, although some of them, it doesn't seem to even bother them. But if you get them down to that level, just throw it into a little sample bottle like this, and you're good to go. This is, I think, from West Jolly. I think I still got these sitting around, and I was looking at stuff I need to try.
Well, in the 2 Lagavulins that I've had that I've noticed the change in, they both had been open for probably 2 years.
Right.
So it wasn't a few months. That
No. But, I mean, much like that Tomatin I just killed off yesterday, I think it'd been open at 3 years, and it was down around here on the old bottle style. So, I mean, and this one's even been open for quite some time. I was like, why in the heck do I have this old one open and this one open? What's going on with that? That's why I revisit Islas from time to time. Yep, that's true too. Porter's a genius. Genius. Definitely. You are correct, Bart. Yes, I've got your letter still, and I need to open that. I've still got Roy's blind peep challenge I need to do too. I'm going to admit right here that was a little intimidating, and I was thinking, man, do I need to brush up on my peat skills? And then Scott was like, just do it. You don't care if you look stupid. And I'm like, that's true. Why am I worried about that? I don't normally care if I look stupid. Hence the facial hair and the manga shirts. So I'm going to do it. Just do it.
Well, Matthias points out, he says that Steve A said there's a difference between the cheap wine preserver and more expensive one, which is pure argon. He thinks the CO2, which is in the wine preserver, reacts with the whiskey. And we've had several people mention that the CO2 in the wine preserver isn't made for whiskey and can change it.
Well,
I think Liquor Hound as well. I think he uses argon only.
We may have to pause the experiment or keep the one experiment going and buy some argon and go at it again. We could do that. We're the dummies.
Which is different than Argyle, who was Ben Willis's limo driver in the movie Die Hard.
I love Argyle.
All right. We're right over our 1 hour mark, which is where we like to end it. So I think we shall.
It's good. Sorry for my Chrome struggles. I don't know what the deal was. I had to do a complete reinstall. And then even then it was struggling. It was weird. So, but I'm here.
That's right. Good time. Thanks everybody that tuned in. We appreciate it. Good turnout. And
Scotch it, you Scotch gods.
Cilantro. Dummies.
Sorry. Had to be prompted and everything. It's horrible. You're like, speak. You're the